Ever thought, I already know this. I learned to do that already. That experience is valuable, so make it count. Competency-based education at Bow Valley College is an approach built around you and focused on demonstrating what you can do, not what you've memorized. It's authentic, built in partnership with employers and industry experts. It's rooted in tailor-made, one-on-one learning plans and coaching from instructors and advisors, not giant lectures. And it doesn't rely just on theory and book smarts, but recognizes the value of it in every profession. It starts with assessing what you can already do, then creating a personalized learning plan to address any gaps you have, so you can focus your effort where and when it's needed, and at a pace that suits you. Competency-based education is performance-based and accounts for your individuality. It creates an experience where you can get an education on your terms. For the self-motivated who want to move fast, and also for those who want more guidance and support. It doesn't look like typical programs. Progress is based on performance, not the amount of time you spend in a course. And you can take assessments when you are ready, all at a cost about the same as a traditional program. If you need more time, you benefit from a predictable tuition schedule. And there's also the possibility to finish much faster and save both money and time. In the end, you can fast-track your learning, start your career early, and accelerate your earnings. So check out competency-based education at Bow Valley College today. The future you starts now.
We're rolling. This is kind of like your message, your story.
Okay.
No pressure.
Pressure. And let me start at the beginning of this story. My name is Ranford Plummer. I'm a part of the Social Work Diploma program here at Norquest College. I chose Norquest College because I have grown so much as an individual since I've been here. I've challenged my insecurities. Once you put in the hard work, you'll grow as an individual. You can be successful.
I've been here at Norquest for a year, and I'm enjoying myself thoroughly.
I would definitely say get involved, have fun.
I'm a recent graduate of Norquest College, and I'm now working as a therapy assistant.
My Norquest experience has been valuable, unique, and transferable.
Don't doubt yourself. Don't limit your expectations. There are many places that you can go. There's a lot that you can achieve here at Norquest College. And I'm telling you, your future will be bright.
Good morning, everyone. Can everyone hear me?
Yes. Hi, good morning. Yes, we can hear you, Ms. Nisa.
Hi, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming. So before we move any further, I'd just like to remind our presenters and our participants for today that we are live on Facebook, so MSA Immigration. So if you have any friends who can't join us today, feel free to share it with them and they will be able to view it live wherever they are. So my name is Nisa. I am from ApplyBoard, and I would like to acknowledge and thank MSA Immigration for hosting not only ApplyBoard, but also our 3 featured schools for today, 2 of which in Alberta and 1 in Winnipeg, Manitoba. So we have Bow Valley College from Calgary, Norquest College from Edmonton, and Manitoba Institute of Trades and Technology in Winnipeg, Manitoba. So just a bit of housekeeping. Thank you. So make sure your mics are on mute, especially when you enter, so it doesn't disrupt any of our presenters for today. If you have any questions, feel free to type them in the chat box. We'll be happy to address all of them after all presentations. So we have 3 schools and 3 presenters for today. Okay, thank you. So we have with us from Norquest College, we have Saurabh Vashisht, International Recruitment and Student Services Manager. Hi, Saurabh. Okay, Saurabh, can you hear us? Oh, I think we lost him. Oh. Okay. We'll get back to Saurabh. And of course, we have with us Eric. Hi, Eric.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning. And of course, from Msa Immigration to help you with some of your questions, specifically about immigration specific or the application and the whole process and how to work with an organization that helps our Filipinos here with us with their international education is Reina from MSA.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Hi,
thanks for coming. Hi, Miss Nisa.
Hi, good morning. Okay, so let's go back to Saurabh. Saurabh, are you here with us? Okay. All right. So while we are waiting for Saurabh, I believe we can get things started with Bow Valley College. So Eric, ready when you are.
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. And we go.
Yes. So hello, everyone. I'm Eric. As you can see from previous slide, I represent for 2 institutions in Canada. First is Bow Valley College in Alberta, and the second is MITT in Manitoba. So my first presentation will be the Bow Valley College. Bow Valley College, located in Calgary, a very huge and famous city in Canada. We have 1.5 million people at this moment. If you want to find somewhere kind of Toronto or Vancouver, but have a different lifestyle and saving some money, Calgary will be your destination because we have very affordable living expense, just about $9,000 per year. Besides that, we have the lowest tax in the Canada, just only 5% because we don't have the provincial tax. We have the highest minimum salary in Canada, about 15 Canadian dollars per hour. Besides that, in the few years, we always in the top 5 most livable city in the world. Some specific policy for international students we can talk. For example, the free health insurance for international students. You can save about $1,000 or more than $1,000 per year. If you want to immigrate into Canada after graduation, we have the Provincial Nominee Program, ANP, and this will have your pathway to PR much more easier. Yeah, next slide, please. Now we talk about Bow Valley College. We are top public college in Alberta, and we was founded in 1965 in downtown Calgary. So the first advantage, downtown Calgary, very easy to access everywhere. Besides the living expense, we also have very affordable tuition fee, just about $13,000 to under $20,000 per year. And most of our programs, we have work experience components, which means we offer you the co-op, the internship, and the practicum. Our employment rate are nearly about 90% after 6 months after graduation. So you don't have to worry much about the work because we will help you to find a job, find the employer. We have about 17,000 students studying in 5 schools: School of Business, School of Community Study, Health Wellness, creative technology, and English learning. So you can see the list of the program we offer for international students here. So for example, with School of Business, we are pretty famous for our business administration program. With the School of Community Study, we have some very popular programs with Filipino students, for example, childhood care, disability program, early childhood, or social work. With the School of Awareness, we only have 3 programs, but the employment rate and the salary is amazing. The salary for students who graduate from health program will start from 50,000 to 80,000 per year with 3 programs: healthcare, health human service, and pharmacy technician. Creative Technology School can be our most famous school because the employment rate always higher than 95% every year. We have digital design, interior decorating, IT, and software program. Besides that, if you do not meet our English requirement, you can choose to study our English program. All our program have the same English requirement: IELTS 6.0, no better than 6, except the pharmacy technician. We will ask for IELTS 6.5. However, if English is the language of instruction in your high school or university, we will waive the English requirement for you. So you have a huge advantage. Next slide, please. So how we can have our international student? We, international department, we support you not only with your academic, but also your career, your future. Besides the support, the advisor for academic question, we also have you to find a job in the future. We organize a lot of workshops to prepare you working skill. We introduce you to the employer, to local company, local partner, where you can find a job. Besides that, we have immigration counselor. So this counselor will help you to prepare the document, prepare the pathway, and instruct you how to apply for permanent resident. So basically, we not only care about you, we also care about your family, your future. So basically, that all information I can share with you very quickly about the city and also about Bow Valley College. If you have any question, feel free to put it into the chat or wait until we finish all 3 presentations. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Eric. So of course, as mentioned by Eric earlier, so he will also be representing MITT in Manitoba. So we'll be hearing from him again later on. So for questions for Eric, feel free to type them in the chat box. We'll go through them after each of the presentation. And now we have with us from Edmonton, Saurabh from Norquest College. Hi, Saurabh. Yes, we got you. Yes. Okay, ready when you are.
I need the power to share my screen.
It's okay. We'll just present your slides.
Okay, you'll present the slides. Okay.
Great.
Hello, everybody. Good morning to Philippines, whoever is present here to listen to us today and present here. So I'll give you a quick introduction about Norquest College once slides come up. So we are an institution which is a public community college. We are located in the city of Edmonton. Edmonton is in the same province as my previous colleague in the province of Alberta. So Edmonton is the capital city of the province of Alberta. And we are a mid-sized college here in Alberta. We have roughly around 21,000 learners who study with us. Something unique about Norquest College is that we are very diverse. 57% of our student population are born outside of Canada because in Edmonton City, 35% population of Edmonton is immigrant. So a lot of the new immigrants who arrive in Edmonton are majority of our students. So that's why you see here that we have more than 75 languages, or to be exact, 78 languages spoken on campus. And we have students from more than 100 countries. And also Norquest College has a history of over 50 years. So we are in existence over 50 years. And our campus, so we have 2 campuses. One campus is in downtown Edmonton, the pictures that you're seeing right now. And then we also have another campus in a city called Wetaskiwin. which is roughly 100 kilometers from the downtown Edmonton. So we have few programs in Wetaskiwin, but majority of our international student, I would say 95% of them study on the main Edmonton campus. Okay, so the next slide, I'll talk a little bit about the city of Edmonton. What are the benefits? So you may know a little bit about Canada already, but I'll still explain. So there are 6 big cities in Canada, and Edmonton is one of them. So 6 big cities means there are only 6 cities in Canada which have more than 1 million population. So Edmonton is one of them big cities, but one of the attractive things of Edmonton is it's one of the most affordable big cities in Canada. So there are cities like Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, Calgary, Edmonton, and Ottawa. So those are the 6 big cities which have more than 1 million population. So to be exact, Edmonton has a population of 1.2 million, but it's a very, very affordable city. So, so if you compare all those cities, the cost of living is very less. Just to give you a very rough idea, again, that price could vary from the accommodation, but a rough idea is a 1-bedroom apartment usually costs in Edmonton anywhere from $700 to $850, or a 2-bedroom between $850 to $1,000. And that's an independent living. But if you live by yourself, of course, if you live in a shared accommodation, your prices come down. So it's very affordable in that sense. All in all, in Alberta, the taxes are less. So it's the jurisdiction which have the least amount of taxes. So only 5% as compared to other places. So that also brings your cost of living down. Also, the immigration options are very attractive here. So every province in Canada have their own provincial nominee program. So in Alberta, we have Alberta Immigrant Nominee Program. We have very popular streams like Alberta Opportunity Stream, in which if a student does any 2-year diploma, 1-year post-diploma, or a post-baccalaureate, and they have only 6 months experience in their field of study, and they have a job, and plus they have an IELTS score of 5 band, they can apply for immigration. So that's a pretty quick pathway. Also within Express Entry, a student, if they have an experience in Alberta, there's an Alberta Express Entry. So Alberta pulls some applicant from the Express Entry pool, and they can get immigration as at a lower points, even as low as 300 points. So those are other attractive benefits for immigration. Also employment-wise, Alberta is the 3rd largest economy in Canada. It's a very diverse economy: oil and gas, healthcare, educational services, social work, agriculture, retail, wholesale trade. So these are the big sectors where there are a lot of jobs available within the Edmonton city. And also within Edmonton, we have big sectors there which have a lot of potential of job, which is healthcare, then retail and wholesale trade is big, supply chain and logistics is big. Then also in business, it's accounting, finance, and entrepreneurship. So those are few sectors where there are abundance of jobs available within the city. And also the last but not least is the minimum wage. So the minimum wage is highest in Alberta. It's around $15 an hour, which as compared to any province in Canada is the highest. So people can make more money. So in summary, Alberta is a place where you can make more money. You'll spend less money. It's more affordable place, more immigration options, and a lot of job opportunities because it's a big economy. Okay, so we'll go to the next slide and we'll talk a little bit about Norquest. What is so unique about Norquest? So I think every college has its uniqueness based on what's their focus is. So our core focus is relevancy. So the programs we offer, so we are not that college who says we offer 100 programs. So that's not the focus at Norquest. What we offer is relevant to the local economy. So whatever programs we offer, students can find job in the local economy. And each and every program we offer at our college has practical, has work integrated learning. So we are not only giving you education, we are also giving you the opportunity to get some skills by working and applying your skills in a practical environment where you can go for a co-op. We call different names: co-op, clinical placements, field experience, the customer, the service learning. So those are different ways of work integrated learning by which you can apply the skills, and you also get connected with the employer because you're going and working in an external organization. So you get 3 benefits. You apply whatever you're studying in your classroom, you get connection with the employer, and you get the skills. So that helps you in your employability in the future. So that's the first one here, relevant skills, career readiness. So those are the big focus. Also, we focus on skills of distinction because in Canada, just education, just practicum experience does not give you a job. You need to have some other skills of distinction like leadership skills, soft skills, a lot of things. So there are a lot of opportunities. You can develop your leadership skills. We have very much programs, a lot of programs in the college by which you can develop that. We also have a program to develop your soft skills in the Career Education Center. And also student experience is a big focus at the college. We do many engagement activities, many cultural activities. So you have a really good time within the college. And because we have work integrated learning, our employment rate on an average for our institution has been a little high. It's around 95% within the 6 months of graduation. Of course, that number has fluctuated because of the COVID situation right now, but that has been the average. And also we have all the regular services which every institution offers, like immigration advising, career and employment center, tutorial and academic services, which are free, the academic advisors, career advisors. So all those kind of services are available to the students when they come to study at Norquest. Okay, we'll move to the next slide, and I'll give you a quick idea of the kind of programs we offer. So we mainly offer short-term programs. So we have 3 kind of credentials, or 4 kind of credential, I would say. So one is called the entry-level certificates. These are undergraduate certificates. So we have few like accounting technician, administrative professional, early learning, community support worker, healthcare aid. Some of these programs are laddering into diploma. So for example, somebody does community support worker, they can go directly into the second year of diploma called settlement studies. So those are laddering. And also the diploma program, which is the second stack here, which is a 2-year programs that we have. So we have a number of programs that you can see here, like disabilities, business, child and youth care, energy management, environmental protection. So those are the few which are more relevant to the Alberta's economy, because again, Alberta is the energy province of Canada. We produce 80% of oil and gas in Canada, and we export a lot as well. So energy management and environmental protection is more relevant to the local economy, because within Edmonton, we have a lot of oil refineries. And also we have other programs which are becoming very prevalent here. So we have a new program coming up called Machine Learning Analyst. And then we also have Canada's largest nursing program. We have Canada's largest healthcare aid program, pharmacy technician program. And then we also have post-diploma and post-baccalaureate in mental health, addiction recovery, healthcare leadership, teaching English. And we also have a bridging program at the bottom, as you see. So if for some reason you don't meet our requirement, our institution is very accessible. So we'll give you 2 options. So if you don't meet our requirement, you can write an online exam. If you pass that exam, yeah, you're into the program. If you don't pass that exam, then you can still enter the program through the Norquest Bridging Program. So the accessibility is the key also. So our institution is very accessible in terms of admissions. So we're giving you a lot of options to enter into our programs. Okay, we'll go to the next slide. And that slide is about these 2 programs. So we have introduced recently these 2 programs called Professional Certificate Program. So they are 2 distinct programs, Supply Chain Management and Business Analysis. So these programs are offered in September 2021 intake this September. So this program, the requirement is that you should have a diploma or a degree. And again, Philippines is an English exempt country for us. So we don't ask for IELTS requirement for Philippine students. As long as you have 12-year education in Philippines and you have a letter stating that your medium of instruction was English. So in this program, especially supply chain business analysis, the most attractive part is that it has a mandatory 3 months paid internship. So every student who's taking this program is going to get a 3 months mandatory internship. So you will earn roughly between $6,000 to $8,000 within the program. So you're spending $17,000, but within the program, you have the opportunity to earn between $6,000 to $8,000. So that's the money that you are going to get back. And of course, you'll get the practical experience and all that. And both these programs will give you a standing, the education standing toward designation. So supply chain program, we have a partnership with the Supply Chain Canada Institution. So you can then further your, some modules with them, and you can get a designation of supply chain management professional. Business analysis, we have partnership with IIBA. And then after you pass, then you can give an exam and you can become a business analyst. So these are very, very professional oriented programs, and they are they're high demand. Of course, they had practicum, so you get an experience to work in a company in the relevant field. So I'll probably stop here, but I think the last thing I'll say about the institution is that, again, our focus, as you see most of our program, the big focus is applied learning. So that's the key at Norquest: applied learning, relevant skills which are relevant to our local economy, so our students can get a job. And that's the main focus. There are three focuses at Norquest. We always joke about: job, job, and job. So pretty much that's the one focus that we have. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Saurabh. So everyone, if you have any questions for Saurabh and for Eric for Bow Valley College earlier on, please feel free to type them in the chat box. I'm getting a lot of questions now on Facebook Live and some private messages as well. So I'm very excited to share these questions with you later on. So let's bring back Eric for MITT.
Yes, it's me again.
All right, Eric. Okay, ready when you are.
Yes. As I mentioned before, I also represent for MITT in Manitoba. So if your final destination is immigration, this is your place. I think Manitoba, the most advantage, the most key selling point is about the immigration. And we will talk about it later, right? So first, I will talk about the destination, the Manitoba and Winnipeg. So Manitoba is very resource-rich province with freshwater, fishing, metal, forestry, agriculture. We have 1.3 million people at this moment in Manitoba. So remember a little bit, we have more than 1 million people in Calgary, in Edmonton, the city. But here, the whole province, we only have 1.3 million. So still a lot of opportunity for international students and their family. The capital city is Winnipeg, and our campus, MITT, we located in downtown Winnipeg. Manitoba has a high standard of living, steady economic growth, and high employment rate. Besides that, in Winnipeg, we have a very huge and good Filipino community over there. Talk about living costs. We also have very affordable living expense here, still about 9,000 Canadian dollars per year. Lowest cost living among 40 North American big cities. As I mentioned before, we have our provincial nominee program, the MPNP. So with this, if you have the job offer full-time at least 1 year with some demanding job, you don't have to worry about the work experience. You can apply for the PR immediately after graduation. So that's a very huge difference and advantage. Next slide, please. Now we go to MITT, about the details of the institution. We was founded in 1983. At this moment, we have about more than 4,000 students from 50 countries study in 7 campuses with our nearly 30 career program. So as Saurabh talk about the number of programs, we don't have a lot of programs, but we have very good employment rate. We focus on the practical. We focus on how the student can impress the employer with their job with opportunity. I have 2 numbers for you here. First, 95. In 2019, 95% of international students who graduate from MITT, they apply for the permanent residence successfully. So we don't have 100%, but 95%, please consider that successful. 90% of our alumni, they said that they currently work exactly in their field. So what you have learned at MITT, you will work exactly that kind of job when you graduate. Yes, next slide, please. So what kind of program we have for you, international student? We have 4 big majors: the human service, the health medical, skin trade, business, and IT. So you can see here we have, with human service, we have culinary, early childhood, or hospitality. With health medical, we have pharmacy, healthcare, medical office assistant. With skin trade, we have a lot of options for to choose from auto mechanic to electronic technician, and also even very specific, the motorsport technician. So that's why we talk that college, we focus on the job. Finally, with business and IT, we have business administrative, we have cyber defense, we have graphic and print, network security or software developer. With some special program below here, you can see I have highlighted as the postgraduate program. We have postgraduate in business management, international business, applied leadership, and global supply chain. Very, very popular. Yes. So that is about the program. Next slide, please. If you have any question, you can put into the chat again, and we will answer you with all your concern. Thank you, everyone.
All right, thanks again, Eric. So of course, Eric is going to be covering 2 schools, so feel free to send in those questions. And now, before we go into Q&A, we will have our MSA Immigration Representative with us, Reina. So Reina is one of the people you'll be meeting in MSA should you consider studying or consulting or exploring your options with Norquest, Bow Valley, and MITT. So Rain, ready when you are.
Yeah, thanks, Miss Nisa. So, all right, Jalu, please share my presentation, please.
Okay, so while we wait for Rain's presentation, so as you can see, we have featured 2 provinces with us, Alberta and Manitoba. So those are the provinces that actually are becoming more and more attractive. And at the same time, school specific wise, these are popular school choices, and they tend to run out of seats, especially for this year. So later on, we'll be talking about seat availability for the programs that you like. Okay, Rain, ready when you are.
Yeah, thank you very much, Miss Nisa. So by the way, guys, before I move on to my presentation, I would like to remind you all that if you could take a screenshot of this webinar and also a screenshot of you liking our page and send it to us to our email, you might have a chance to win a grab, or we do have a grab promo every end of the month. So whoever sends their entries, they do or we will be picking 3 winners to so that we can give you our grab reward. So that will be rewarded on your grab account, or yeah, basically there's that. So just reminding you all to please take a screenshot of this webinar. All right, so again, my name is Reina. I'm from MSA Immigration, and I just wanted to introduce you guys on what do we really do here, or what's our purpose in this scenario. Okay, next slide, please. So just a bit background about our company. So although we're a startup here in the Philippines, MSA Immigration has been existing for quite a long time with main focus on Australia. But however, recently we have grown, or we have expanded our services. That's why we also do now student visas for Canada. So basically, MSA Immigration was formerly known as Australian Dream Visa. However, when Steve Kilarski and Adam Davis joined our company, then we named it MSA, or we rebranded as MSA Immigration, and it comes with the expanded services. So our main office is located in Perth, in Australia. But we do have an office here in the Philippines, which is located here in Marco Polo, Ortigas, in Pasig City. All right. So again, we do cater for Canada and Australia. So next slide, please. All right, so here are basically the general services that we offer. So we do have student visa for Australia and Canada, and we do also offer free visa consultation and assessment. So basically, for you to be able to know if you're qualified to take any programs with Bow Valley, MITT, or Norquest, that's where we actually come in, and we do assess your profile. We assess your background, your work experience, and your educational profile to see if you fit into these programs, or if we can also give you like basically any information that goes with your application to like visa and enrollment to these schools. So aside from that one, we also offer complimentary services such as pre-departure orientation, which is very, very important, especially right now that it's pandemic. So we actually give you like some sort of orientation on what you should do, what you should bring, and some stuff like that. And we do also, we can also assist you on airport and accommodation arrangement. Aside from that, if ever you would need an English test exam, we can assist you on booking for your review as well. So this school has mentioned earlier that Filipinos basically is an English-speaking country. So they would be waiving most of like the requirements in terms of the IELTS or the English requirement. However, if you would ever need it, so yes, we do assist you on booking your English test exam. Next slide, please. So, okay, so I just want to give you like some sort of basic information about Canada. So for those people who are here already, next slide, please. So those people who are here already, I know you're very much interested about like basically what is Canada, how's the weather and stuff like that, or some of you have already done your research, so which is actually good for you. So basically here are just some of the photos of Canada and what you could actually see in Canada, such as, you know, these beautiful flora and fauna, yeah, and these beautiful places. So it's not all winter in all of Canada. So yeah, I think Eric and Shorab can actually share more information about the weather in theirs or in their provinces that they're actually like representing. All right, next slide, please. Okay, so basically, what are the best reasons to study in Canada? So number one, or my most favorite reason, is because Canada is ranked first in the world for countries with the best quality of life. So basically, how do they base this? So they base it on like the quality of education, infrastructure, health, and economic growth or economic stability. And basically, those are the things that makes Canada the first, or basically why it's ranked first in the world for the best quality of life. All right, so another reason is that Canada education system ranks among the best in the world. So tuition fees in Canada are some of the lowest actually in all English-speaking countries. So I have mentioned earlier that we're also catering to Australia, and as compared to like fees in Australia and in Canada, I can vouch that the fees in Canada are quite lower and cheaper, or more affordable. All right. So Canada is known also for its healthy and safe communities. So basically, you don't have like to worry about, well, I mean, there's danger everywhere, but you know, in Canada, it's actually known for its safety environment, or safe environment, sorry. The fourth reason is the access to world-class education. So Canadian colleges and universities, diplomas are actually recognized in the world. So it's basically as the same standard, or if not higher, as for example in US or in Iceland, in Australia, in New Zealand. So basically your degree are recognized in these places, or basically all around the world. All right. So also Canada is known for being a multicultural country. So it's representing almost all ethnic groups in the world. So aside from Filipinos and aside from Canadians, you would also be able to meet people with different backgrounds, and which means you can actually grow your cultural experience and growth as well, and of course your network. Also, another interesting fact that Canada is a bilingual country. So they have two national language. It's English and French, so which makes your studying here an excellent opportunity to develop language skills and boost your prospect for interesting career. So yeah, later on, if you know, matuto tayo makapag-French, diba? So it's very much interesting. So next slide, please. All right. So there are also various inventions made in Canada. So some of them are telephone, cardiac pacemaker, electric car heater. So what does this mean? So it means that if we do have like inventions and many people are benefiting from it, it means that also Canada is a very innovative and a research-based country. So it means that there actually also or there are also more opportunities for you guys to or showcase your creativity and innovativeness. So yeah, there you go. Another good reason for studying in Canada is that you can work 20 hours per week and full-time during vacation, holidays, semestral break. And you can also have the possibility to work in Canada after studies. So next slide, please. So yeah, we just wanted to explain to you guys, like we do have like a four simplified step for you guys, so you would know like basically what is the process in enrolling and processing your visa for Canada. So first, of course, would be the counseling and initial assessment. As I was mentioning earlier, we have to look at your background, we have to look at your education and your work experience as to so that we could figure out what are the programs that would fit your profile. All right. So the next one is enrolling into a program and into school of your own choosing, pay your tuition fees and other payables. So later on, we'll get into those details. And then the last stage would be lodging your visa. So yun. Next slide, please. So I just wanted to remind you guys that there are two streams of applying for a student visa in Canada. So the first one is a student direct stream. So it's basically like a faster visa process. It's because it's a direct stream. However, IELTS is required. And no show money is required. However, we have to get a GIC or a guaranteed investment certificate. So which means you have to open a bank account in Canada. It's either Scotiabank or CIBC and deposit 12,000 Canadian dollars into that account and pay your 1 year's tuition fee. So the 12,000 Canadian or the Canadian dollars that you will be depositing into an account in Canada is what you would use as your basically your cost of living expense. So it doesn't mean that you're going to deposit, you're not going to see it again. So gagamitin nyo yon every month, you'll be able to withdraw 1/12 of that amount. All right. So another process is the regular stream. So ito yung regular processing time. No IELTS required. Cheaper fees usually is to be paid, so they will only require you to pay your first term, but show money is required with bank statements, usually 3 to 6 months history. All right, so with further discussion, next slide, please. All right, so ano ba ang requirements or what are the requirements for doing a student direct stream? So checklist of requirements, basically, you'll need your resume, passport, academic credentials, so on and so forth. So as you can see here, you also have to provide your English exam result, all right? So even if, for example, the school will not require you to do IELTS, however, if you choose to do a student direct stream, then you still need to submit an IELTS exam. So as I've said, during this or in this student direct stream as well, you would need to provide or invest or deposit a money into a bank account that you would be opening in Canada. So you will be needing a guaranteed investment certificates. However, even if we say that you don't need to provide your money, the case officer will still be needing like what are the source of funds, affidavit of support, and proof of relationship with the sponsors, and so on and so forth. So basically just proving where did your GIC came from. So next slide, please. So this is a sample computation of expense. Again, please be reminded that this computation is based on only approximate cost with varying factors, of course, such as school fees. So depende sa school na mapipili nyo, dollar rate, and for example, if you're not single, if you're trying to bring in your family with you, so cost will be different as well. So this is just a sample. So first year tuition fee, as I've said, you're required to pay 1 year's tuition fee if you're doing a student direct stream. So it's around 570,000 in peso, health insurance, insurance, medical examination, visa fee, airfare, biometrics, English test, and GIC. So approximate total would be around 1,063,800 in peso. All right, next slide, please. So for regular stream, so basically, as you can see here, you'll have the same documents as what you have provided, or if you're what you would be providing if you're going through a direct stream, except here you would only need to submit either in English as a medium of instruction or communication certificate or Duolingo, and yeah, basically this is to replace your IELTS. But for the financial requirements, oh, sorry, I wasn't able to change this one. Sorry, for the financial requirements, you would need a bank statement with 3 to 6 months history, the source of funds, affidavit of support, proof of relationship with the sponsor, and valid ID. So later on, we'll be showing you on how much should you show on your bank statement. So next slide, please. All right, so for regular streams, so this is the approximate amount. Again, tuition fee, health insurance, medical fee, visa fee, airfare, biometrics fee. Next slide, please. So basically, that's only basically like only an approximate costing. So I really advise you guys to come and talk to us so that we will give you a more specific or like a more specific computation on how much you're going to spend. It also depends on the program again and the dollar fee. So yeah. So basically for the show money, what the embassy is saying that you have to show first year tuition fee, first year cost of living, and two-way airfare, which you have to show around let's say 1,050,000 peso for your show money. All right. So I think that ends my presentation. Next slide, please. Is there anything else? Oh yeah, just some little bit of additional information. So with regards to traveling to Canada, so we just want to remind you all that essential travel, which includes intern or student visa, traveling to Canada is also considered as an essential travel. So you're allowed to travel to Canada now. We just wanted to remind you that we do have some process that we have to follow basically. So number one is, of course, you have to find out if your education provider is a designated learning institute or a DLI. And you should attain a release form and declare an authorization from the school. Number two is you have to secure an accommodation and self-isolation plan. So basically, it's like you have to make a document on basically how are you going to quarantine yourself. So that has to be prepared beforehand before you travel to Canada. You will also need a negative COVID-19 test result valid for 72 hours for your flight to Canada. So basically, you have to check with your airline if they would require this from you. So some, like I think for some, I think they really would require you to take a COVID test before your flight. Okay. Before you also travel to Canada, you also have to download the ArriveCan app. So basically, you have to submit a travel and contact information, quarantine plan, COVID-19 symptom self-assessment, and you must update yourself through the ArriveCan app. So, and then after those, you should follow quarantine protocols, and then you can attend your classes. So yeah, those are the additional information that I want to share with you guys. So next slide, please. All right, so I think that ends my presentation. So I think we can now proceed to the Q&A portion of this webinar. So you guys can ask your questions on the chat box.
All right, thanks so much, Rain. Thank you so much for presenting also the cost, because there's a lot of questions about the cost as well here on Facebook Live and here in direct chat. Yeah, so before we deep dive into the cost itself specifically, I think there's a few questions for our school reps with us. So number one, for province-wise, Alberta and Manitoba. So let's start with Alberta. Let's start with Norquest in Edmonton. So basically, what are the changes that the students need to take note of with arriving to Edmonton? Because they've been hearing a lot of an additional process for the quarantine.
Yeah, so right now, if anybody is flying to Canada, they have to quarantine at the port of entry. So right now there's only 4 active international airports that they can arrive. I would say from an Alberta point of view, most of our students are either arriving in Vancouver or they're arriving in Calgary. So those are the main ports. So when they arrive in either of these airports, they have to quarantine for 3 days at that port of entry. They have to do a COVID test on arrival. They have to do a COVID test before they board a plane. And while they're waiting for their COVID test, they have to stay for 3 days in that government authorized hotel. There's a list on the website. So they have to make sure that they book the flight before the hotel before they go into the flight. So once they have got a COVID negative test, then they are going to travel to Edmonton. And there's a direct flight from Vancouver to Edmonton or from Calgary to Edmonton. And then they'll be staying 11 days in Edmonton. Right now, in our quarantine plan, we do have partnership with some of the hotels close to the airport. So once they arrive, we can help students to book their pickup from the airport. You can go anywhere and you have to go directly from the airport to that. And then on the day 8th, when they are quarantining in Edmonton, they have to do a 3rd COVID test on their own, and they have to drop it at a pharmacy. So they have 3 COVID tests and they have to do, and plus they have to do that 3-day at the port of entry and the remaining 11-day at the destination. So that's the whole process.
Near the airport, or is it you have to go to the city?
It is within, it's very near. And also students need to also book the airport pickup with those hotels. And they're going to make sure that when they arrive, they're not just going anywhere, they're going from the airport directly to the hotels. So yes, all those hotels are close to the airport for the convenience. And so they don't have to travel that much. And also while they're in quarantine, we will be sending them emails, phone calls. So we'll make sure that they're good. And if they have some issues, we're going to guide them also. So we will be supporting them during that all 14 days.
All right. Thanks so much, Saurabh. Eric for Calgary and Winnipeg.
So actually, Saurabh have talked, or I want to talk about how we can support the student, because
now, because Canada has been gracious to open their borders to all international students. So that's a small price to pay in terms of your whole international education journey. All right. So next question is for Saurabh. So you mentioned something about a bridging program. So with Philippines, so if, for example, they don't meet either the grades, they need to do the bridging program. So first question is, how long is the bridging program?
Yeah, it depends on the individual. So for example, there's a student, I'm just taking 2 examples. So there's an individual who applies to a nursing program. They don't have really good grades in their maths. So they have 2 options. So we'll say, okay, you don't have good grades, you didn't meet that requirement. The first is you can give a challenge exam online, a maths exam. It's a free exam from their own home, from their own computer. If they pass that exam, great, they are in the program, no question asked. If they don't pass the exam, then depends on what level they land in. So if they land at a level where we think that they need 2 semesters of maths, whether they need 1 semester of maths, is all dependent on student. So we have what we call individual pathway plan. So every student will get a pathway plan before they start. So they will know exactly how many months or how many semesters I'll be studying in bridging, when I'll be entering into my target program. So that's how. And also in Philippines, because we have sometimes students who have done old curriculum of 10-year high school. And after that, they have only done 1 year of certificate. So they don't have done total 12 year of education. So in those cases, because in Canada, we need 12 year of education. So those also students can apply through bridging. And they have the same process. They can challenge and they think, okay, my English is good, my maths is good, I don't need bridging. Yeah, you give the challenge exam. If you prove, you pass it, yes. No question asked, you're going into the program. If you don't pass, then yes, you need maths and English because you didn't pass that exam. So that's the way, that the bridging program works.
Okay, so is it possible, or can we say that once they enroll into the bridging program, does it reserve their seat for a program that they want? Okay.
So they will get a combined offer letter. So the bridging program will be like, for example, if it takes 2 years for nursing, they're going to get a 2.5 year or 3 year offer letter. So which will say that they have to do 1 or 2 semesters of bridging first. And then, yes, they have a confirmed seat in the program. So once they complete the program, yes, they're going into the target program and we will reserve a seat for them. So yeah, so they have that peace of mind that, yeah, my seat is reserved in the program.
All right, thanks so much, Saurabh. So I'm going to go to Eric on this one. So you have culinary programs for MITT. So do you require any certificate that's related to food safety once they apply to MITT?
Actually not. I think it's our advantage because our requirement, the entry requirement is pretty easy. So with the culinary program, we only require students to graduate from high school. They have the high school diploma and high school transcript. And also, we also require for the English requirement, IELTS 6.0. So unfortunately, we not waive the English requirement Filipino students like Norquest or Norquest College. However, until spring intake, the year of 2022, we still accept the Duolingo. So with Duolingo, you can save some money and it's also pretty easier than IELTS.
Right, so Duolingo is like $49 online. You can take it on your own pace, but the band scores are pretty much, the process is still the same as IELTS. It's just more convenient. All right, speaking of 2022, all right, so Bow Valley College, MITT, and Norquest. So let's start with Bow Valley. Do you have seats still left for 2021, and are you already accepting applications for 2022?
Okay. So with this question, I think MITT and Bow Valley College, they have the same answer, the same situation. We cannot run out slot pretty quickly. For example, for September 2021, the nearest intake for us, we already run out slot from February this year. So my suggestion is, if you want to get a slot with Bow Valley College or MITT, you should apply as soon as possible because we will open for applying 10 months to 1 year before the start date. So it's your time now to apply for 2022. We still have slots for the January and May 2022. So it's your time.
All right. So before I go to Saurabh on this question, so one of the things that we encounter, or the students encounter in the MSA most likely, is that they want to go to Bow Valley or MITT, but they get waitlisted. So what would you recommend for them to do?
Actually, we will have 2 solutions here. The first solution, you can ask us, you can ask me that which your number in the waitlist. If you're from 1 to 5, I think you still have a chance. But over 5, we will go to the second solution. You can apply for another program. You should consider another institution actually. And I believe that MSA with a huge partnership with a lot of institutions around the world, they will give you the best advice.
All right, thanks so much, Eric. So Saurabh, so first question again is the number of seats for Norquest. So I believe your practical nursing is very popular.
Yes, so the practical nursing program practically feels probably 8 months before the start of the program. I mean, the term. So you're right. But right now for our September, yes, same, I would say. We pretty much, most of our programs are full, but we do still have 3 programs where we have seats available. We have seats available for this September for Justice Diploma. And we also have for Business Analysis or Supply Chain Professional Certificate. Those 2 programs, Business Analysis and Supply Chain for September, our turnaround time for offer letter is very quick. Students can get an offer letter in 2 to 3 business days once they apply, whereas in Justice has a little bit longer turnaround time in that. Same, our programs also open 11 months in advance. So right now we are open for January. So students who are interested in nursing program can apply for January. And also we are going to get open for May 2022 on the 1st of June. So the 1st of June, we'll even open the application for May 2022. So students can apply then. And right now, I would say in this COVID situation where it takes 3 months to get a visa, 14 days to quarantine, I think the wise thing is to apply at least 5 to 6 months before the start of the term. Otherwise, you're missing the boat.
All right. Okay, so being mindful of the time, I'm going to go through the last 3 questions. So the third to the last is for MSA Reina. So most of the questions, the common factor of the questions is, can I bring my family, which you discussed earlier? If so, what are the things that they need to consider? So of course the money, and then what else?
Yeah, aside from that one, you have to identify which type of visa, like your dependents are going, and of course like more requirements, or there are like different requirements as well if you bring your family with you. So it's kind of like a whole different process. So I'd really recommend for you guys to set an appointment with us so we can explain to you guys on how to go about it. So yeah, but definitely you can bring your family with you. Another thing though that you have to remember as well, since this is a student visa, is that you have to prove reason why you're, or some reasons for you to come back to the Philippines. So basically there's that. I mean, yeah. So I think Shura from Norquest, since I think he's a migration advisor, so I think he can like give more inputs on this matter in terms of like clients who are bringing their family and wanting to stay in Canada later on, so something like that. But yeah, for the student visa, you have to prove that you're coming back to the Philippines. So yeah.
All right. So which is related to the second to the last question. So deferral policies, which includes the visa refusal. So let's start with Saurabh first for Norquest. So first is, what's the deferral policy of Norquest, and at the same time, what are the options for those who got denied for their visa?
Yeah, so we do have a visa refund policy based on visa rejection. So if a student applies to our school, so our tuition deposit is $1,000. So we only need $1,000 to reserve the seat. So we don't ask any more money than $1,000. So the rest of the money they pay once they arrive in Canada and what they got a visa. But I know sometimes students pay 1 year fee, 1 semester fee, depending on their visa category, what they're applying. So the answer is, if they get a visa rejection and they let us know at least 1 day before the start of the term, their deduction is going to be only $250, which is the admin fee, and the rest of the whole money is refunded back to them. Regarding the deferral policy, we don't have a general deferral policy, but we have been implementing temporary deferral policy because the visa processing times are longer. There's a lot of uncertainty in the year, and sometimes students don't get visa in time. So we have been accommodating with implementing those temporary deferral policy. Right now, we don't have it for September, but we did it for spring. We moved around 150 to 200 students who couldn't get visa for spring. They were moved to September, and there's no deduction. Everything is transferred over. They don't lose a single money. Everything get transferred over to the next semester, and then they get visa, and then they come in September. So that's our refund and deferral options.
All right, thanks so much, Sarah. Eric, for BVC and MITT.
Yes. So to answer this question, we will have 2 situations here. Students want to defer because of themselves or because of the refusal visa. First, because of the refusal visa, both of my institutions, they accept to defer to the nearest intake of that program. So students don't have to worry about that, okay? The second situation is the students, they just don't want to go there. They just want to change the school or change the program. So with Bow Valley College, we do not have the deferral with this reason. If you want to change the program, you want to change the intake, you have to apply from beginning. With MITT, students will have one chance, the only one chance to defer. If they want the second chance, they have to apply from the beginning. So that's my answer for the question.
All right. Okay. Thanks so much. So again, deferral policy. So make sure you discuss that with your MSA consultant when you book your appointment with them. All right. So last question. So just to close the session. So this is for both Eric and Saurabh. So the IELTS or the English proficiency requirement. So for Norquest, all programs are IELTS waived except for
pharmacy technician. So pharmacy technician is the only program where students need an IELTS because that's a requirement from the Pharmacy Council of Canada. So they need a 6.5 with no band less than 6, but all other program, including nursing, student can get admission without an IELTS. So that's our English language proficiency requirement, but they must have studied 12 years in Philippines.
12 years at least. All right. Thanks so much, Saurabh. Eric?
Yes, first with Bow Valley College, I have the same answer with Saurabh. All the program can be waived English requirement except the pharmacy technician. IELTS 6.5, no band lower than 6, the same, right? With MITT, as I mentioned before, we do not waive the English requirement for Filipino students. However, we have a lot of options for you to choose to take the English exam, to take our English program. Or you can choose our partner of English program, for example, ILAC in Vancouver and Toronto. So a lot of options.
All right. Okay. Thanks so much, Eric and Saurabh, and of course, Reina of MSA for hosting this webinar. If you have any specific questions, so as mentioned, Saurabh is also an immigration consultant at RCIC, so you'd be able to ask him more questions outside of the program-related things. So he would be authorized to discuss you with some options in immigration, especially in Edmonton or Alberta overall. And of course, we have Eric. So Eric carries 2 institutions. So you have your choices with Calgary and Winnipeg. So if you wish to have a one-on-one discussion with either Eric or Saurabh, MSA and ApplyBoard would be happy to arrange it for you to help you discuss your options. And with that, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Thank you, Saurabh and Eric, for joining us as well and gracing us with your presence. Rain, thank you for hosting this as well. And we hope to see you again next time in our next event with MSA. Okay, bye. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you
everyone. Bye.
Bye, everyone.